What's up, internet? Corey Zamir here, collecting with Corey, and we're back with the weekend adventure in video game hunting. Heading to the flea market right now. I was speculating during the week that it might be warm enough for garage sales this weekend, but right now it's almost 8 o'clock and it's 37 degrees out, so I highly doubt that. There are some that were posted, but they're few and far between, and in towns that there's not really anything else to do if I went out there. So just gonna go to the flea market and do my normal routine, hit up some thrift stores, but you'll see those on a thrifting video if they happen, and a few pawn shops maybe. So let's go. Here we are at our usual flea market, not seeing much in the way of video games, but Star Wars toys, that's pretty cool. One lone Super Nintendo game. Of course, it's nothing good. This is a pretty cool model kit. Gundam Death Sight from Gundam Wing. And what else does this guy have? What else we got here? Nothing? Nothing? Hey, nothing. Nothing in there. Striking out. Flea market and pawn shop this morning. Gonna head to some retro game stores and also Gamestop. And I don't know if I'm gonna buy any, but I wanted to check out the new Nintendo Select titles. For some reason, normally like greatest hits shit is just like a no, never. But I want to check them out, I want to see how they look. And these titles at like, what, $16 after Best Buy rewards program, whatever it's called, Power Up Rewards. Nope, that's GameStop. Whatever Best Buy has. That's a crazy deal for most of these titles. Like, even the ones I have, Super Mario 3D World, that's probably one of my favorite games on the Wii, the Wii U. Probably my favorite Mario game of all time. I already have it, but if you don't, that's crazy. And Ocarina of Time 3D, like that game months ago was going for quite a bit, and then they re-released it, like low-key re-released it in stores, and GameStop never adjusted their prices. They still wanted more than retail. And now it's all the way down to $20 as a Nintendo Select title, so that's crazy too. Can they find anything? Went to this GameStop. Get some trade-in credit for 2 games. Get rid of a Mario Kart DS and a loose copy of Pokemon Platinum. Add to my growing hoard of GameStop credit that I have no idea what to do with. Here's a game that I would love to pick up, New Super Luigi U. Unfortunately, it's actually going for more than it originally released at, probably because of that cool green case and puts Luigi. Unfortunately, I already have it. I don't know, it's a dumb thing to say. Unfortunately, I already have the game. Well, I already have the game as part of the 2-pack, so it doesn't really make sense for me to pick it up. But here we are also seeing our first look at what the Nintendo Selects look like on the Wii U. And GameStop has a few of them. Really doesn't make any sense for me to get any here. Even if it's for GameStop credit, I honestly would rather get them at Best Buy and get my discount on them. And no amiibo that I'm looking for, of course. Here we're looking at some 3DS titles. Wow, Bravely Default went up again. When I got it, it was $35. Now it's at $45. What else do we have here? I believe I'm about to check out Zelda prices. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Nintendo Selects. And I see them here, but I don't think I saw them in real time. Like there was that Donkey Kong up there. Project Cross Zone 2 came out. Low-key, no one mentioned it ever. There we go. $20 for Ocarina of Time. Crazy deal considering GameStop was trying to get, I believe it was either $45 or $50 for it used just months ago. Alright, so I have to look at some Nintendo Select titles. Picked up a game that I've just recently heard. It's pretty cool for the 3DS. One that I might actually play sometime soon. Seeing as I'm thinking about giving up on Bravely Default. And finally, well, I'm not saying and asked somebody about a Yokai Watch standee. They took my phone number, which is better than a no. But I was really hoping that I would just be able to walk out of the store with it today. But I'm actually heading to Best Buy later, and if I remember correctly, they have one also. So if they have it, I'll also ask. Well, my nuts are down, I guess. As for now, Alicia's already in this Five Below. I'm gonna go check out and see if they have any new games in there for, well, $5. Disney Infinity figures. What the hell?
Yeah, let's go. Okay, 1 second.
Gardening Mama's been here a while. This has been here a while. What the hell are these? This looks like street trash. Ow. On the PS3, this would have been pretty cool. Here we're going to check out a pawn shop that has some very, very overpriced last gen and current gen titles. And I believe I asked them if they have anything older or cartridge based. And they bring out this big box, so let's take a look. Do you have any older games like Super Nintendo, Nintendo, Sega Genesis, stuff like that?
Frankie, can you show them the box there with the older games? We do have some Atari games, old Atari games. I don't know if you're interested in that.
Never in a million
Mostly
years.
just like Nintendo, Sega, and stuff like that. There might be one or two in there, I'm not positive.
And here we go. For anybody who is not familiar with my Thrifting in Connecticut series, the infamous Booger Cam. Taking a look at some trash, basically. Sega Genesis sports titles, N64 sports titles, a bag of garbage. What else do we have in here? A Super Nintendo game sports title. Son of a bitch. More Sega trash, and let's speed this up a little bit. Sports title. Sports title. Looking, digging, looking, digging. Empty PSP case. What else we got? That actually might have been decent. I'm not up to date on my N64 wrestling games, but kind of a sports title. Fishing title for the Super Nintendo. The ceiling is really starting to look boring. And let's get out of here. I didn't find anything. So this pawn shop here let us look through their deep, shitty box of Sega Genesis sports games. With a few Super Nintendo sports games and some N64 sports games. Best game in there was probably the WCW wrestling game. It was Nitro. Now it comes down to, do I care about having a physical copy of Tropical Freeze? Do I care about Pikmin 3 at all? And also I feel like I have a digital copy of NES Remix already too.
Any questions about it?
No, I'm just looking around. I shit you not, every time I'm in this Best Buy, I'm in here for less than 3 minutes and I'm asked by probably 4 employees if I need help with that. I must look shady or something. I don't know. There's also Use Yoshi's Island. Oh, check out the Gamestop. See if there's anything there for us. That's probably gonna be it for this Saturday at least. Here's a game I've actually been looking to pick up on the PlayStation 4 because I'm actually getting rid of my PS3 copy. Pretty much as I was buying these, I think I had actually just sold it on eBay for about $18. And while I'm picking up Telltale games, why not pick up Walking Dead Seasons 1 and 2 for the PlayStation 4, since I've only had the first season on the PS3 and I'm also getting rid of that. Kind of a Telltale theme this week. Let me know what other Telltale games I should look into. I already have The Wolf Among Us. I don't watch Game of Thrones yet, so that one doesn't really make any sense to me. I heard they're coming out with a Batman game. That's going to be a lot of fun. I can only imagine what Telltale will do with that. Let me know what you're looking forward to from Telltale games, if you even like their games at all. I personally like them because it's a series, or it's a game style that I am able to get through without being good at games, if you understand what I'm saying. They just kind of keep going forward, regardless of whether or not you're making, I guess, good decisions. Like, they're just going to play out regardless. So that's why I like them. Alright guys, Sunday morning. I don't expect to be doing a lot of video game hunting today. Going to the flea market right now. Gonna come back, cook breakfast. In the afternoon, I think we're going to be hitting up, that's a weird way to put it. Going to go see a movie. What is it? 10 Cloverfield Lane. Looks pretty good. Looks interesting. John Goodman. Very excited to see it. Currently not able to form full sentences. Didn't find anything at the flea market yesterday. I don't know what I'm expecting to find today. In retrospect, I did find a Game Boy Advance SP 101, I believe, 2 weekends ago at this point. So you got to keep your hopes up a little bit, but you got to be realistic. Sometimes it is nice, however, to make it out of a weekend without having spent a dime on video games. The pickups you're going to see later were, well, at this point of me talking, we're all with GameStop credit. I still have a little bit of GameStop credit left, so that is definitely nice to not spend some money for once. But let's keep our fingers crossed. Maybe I can spend all my money, if it's worth it. Here we have some Xbox games and a pretty solid stack of PlayStation 2s. And I need to preface this part with, I'd recently been contacted by one of my subscribers who lives overseas, and he was looking for a PlayStation 2 so he can play games from Region 1, I assume. I am very bad at reading/remembering texts I receive, and he was actually looking for a Slim. So realistically, I shouldn't even be looking at these PS2s, but that's where my mind is at. I'm thinking, like, what can I do to hook this subscriber up? So keep that in mind as you watch me buy this PlayStation 2 as if it's fucking 2013.
How much are you asking on the PS2s?
Each one or
Each one.
$10 each?
$10.
Yeah.
Do you know if they work?
I try them all except this one here in the middle. It's the last one down here. I haven't checked this one here.
Okay.
So I know 3 on top works.
Hey, look what we got here. We
That's
got
all
all these
going
never
stuff.
used Intellivision games in the system.
The games were
How
never
many
good.
weeks ago was that? 4 weeks? 3 weeks? I can't remember how many weeks,
Hey, how you
but
doing today?
real time, like 3 weeks ago, he first brought that. What do we have here? We have an N64 with the jumper pack. Looks like a Power Ranger plug and play, which I actually gloss over. I never even looked at that. And a GameCube carrying case with some games in it. Unfortunately, the main game in here, the Sonic Adventure DX, does not have the right discs in it. It actually has 2 random garbage sports games in it. Looking at some other games, trying to find some value here. It's been a long time since I've been able to pick up a decent bundle at the flea market. It's always just 1 game, 2 games. Never just like walking away with just like an arm full of stuff. And luckily, when I get to the bottom of this bag, I see that there are a whole bunch of official GameCube controllers, which is going to make this worth it.
Alright, so I had to pay $20 for the stuff you're seeing on the seat, and I had to cut and run because I could sense a shark looming. There was this guy standing next to me while I had my $20 out, like eyeing all this stuff. He wanted to look through it, and I couldn't give him that opportunity. The stuff that makes this worth $20 is actually in the bag. There's 3 Nintendo GameCube controllers. But we'll go over all this when we get back home. Alright guys, let's try something a little bit different. Let's take a look at things this way. I just laid everything out to post up a picture on Instagram, so if this looks familiar, that's why. First thing I got this weekend, ended up getting it for about $14 trade credit. Theater Rhythm, Final Fantasy Curtain Call. Heard about this in someone's video recently. I'm sorry, I'm completely blanking on who it was, but it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, right up my alley. Really enjoy the Final Fantasy music. It has a fuck ton of Final Fantasy music. The last 3 games I have here from GameStop, all Telltale game series, kind of a theme I was going with. Back to the Future I had on PS3, decided to upgrade. These were, I believe, $18 each in trade credit. So we got Back to the Future the game, Walking Dead Season 1, and Season 2. At the flea market today, I did something odd, and a little bit stupid. One of my subscribers had messaged me last night asking if I had a PS2 Slim, and I completely blanked on the Slim part, so I picked up this PS2 Fat that is supposedly in working condition. I have yet to test it. It was $10. The vendor actually had multiple systems. If I was going to buy any, I probably should have just bought them all and tried to sell them like I used to for parts only on eBay. They used to go for about $40 each. Now they're probably closer to maybe $15 each, which is but if I bought one, I should have bought all of them. Next up, everything else was in a lot. A really weird assortment. First saw all these games sticking out of this GameCube bag. Took a look at them. We have Tony Hawk's Underground. That one is complete. Madagascar is complete. Sega NBA 2K2 is complete. And I always blank on what the expensive GameCube basketball game is. And for a second I thought that was it. The Sonic Adventure DX, unfortunately, does not have the right game in it. It has two games. It has Madden 07 and Beyblade. What the fuck? Who cares? It's a Beyblade game. Who cares about it? And lastly, we have Shadow the Hedgehog and Madagascar. I can't remember if I mentioned that one. I believe both of those are actually pretty scratched up, so who knows if they'll play. But the GameCube games, the 3 GameCube controllers, which is the reason I even bought this lot, the bag, and the N64 that's peeking up there. That was $20, and it was right in front of another shark. I imagine he was chomping at the bit. He wanted to get his hands on these games, and I just walked off with him. So the satisfaction I get from him not knowing what I got is worth the price of $20 and the controllers alone. So, all right, guys. I'm pretty sure we could do it this time. Pretty sure. Hit that like button for me. There's a few things I want to talk about. First, you've heard it many times if you've been watching these weekend adventure videos and an eBay adventure video. Alicia very much so wants to do the What's in My Mouth challenge. She wants to put things in my mouth, non-penile things. And I have to guess what they are. So I need 50 likes on this video. If we hit 50 likes on a future weekly vlog, I will be tortured and I might puke. Yeah. Another thing I want to talk about, at the time of filming, I'm about 13 subscribers away from 1,000, which is crazy to me. And I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to have a really big giveaway. It's going to involve a top loader. I know I've done that in the past, but come on. Who the fuck do you know that gives away multiple top loaders? Well, now you know me. So, like the video, so I can be suffering at some point in the future. Subscribe if you're new, so you could have a chance to win that top loader. And as always, keep it real, Internet. I love you guys.